Right now, Jokah versus Revzcards.
Here we have them. Is it going to be Jokah getting his first victory of the tournament, or is Revzcards keeping himself in the tournament? Jokah has won the coin toss, so that's a solid start for his side already. And he does have the Fiendsmith tracked. I think this is where his deck can work, when he starts with the Fiendsmith cards first and then goes into the Mathmech part of his deck after, then his deck plays way better, because after going through the Mathmech stuff, you can't go into the Fiendsmith stuff anymore, so you want to do it this way around.
Playing very quickly here, without any kind of response from Revzcards. Revs, do you have an answer to this? So far, not too much. Actually just going to allow Fiendsmith cards to resolve. Engraver now hitting the field.
And Jokah, does he have Mathmech cards as well on there? The interesting part about this all is Mathmech Circular cannot be activated if you have any other monsters on the field that are not Cyber's monsters. Therefore, I just, like, when you get to the end field that your Fiendsmith stuff is producing, I'm kind of wondering what he does ban. So I'm really hoping that we, for the first time now, really get to see how both of these things combined work, because it's literally what Jokah created. I haven't seen anything like that before, besides himself playing it.
Flips Dragon Capture Jar to deal with the Blue Eyes and the Tempai so far, or just reveals Circular to...
Wait, yeah, true.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, I was wrong. You can just totally activate it here, but you are locked into Cyber's monsters at some point, of course.
Yeah, a lot of locks in these combos, but that is just something you're going to have to turn around here. Actually, Circular now just going to presumably resolve. No disruption so far from Revzcards. 5 unknowns in the hand here for this Blue Eyes White Dragon deck, you have to imagine, unless he's changed it up this time around. Looks pretty calm and collected. Then again, he's always very cool. Revzcards. Jokah as well, very collected. Actually, just now going through the motions of that Fiendsmith Cyber's deck.
But here, I was wrongly saying that the Mathmech Circular shuts you out of non-Cyber's monsters, but now we have reached the point with the Sigmar activating. This is the moment we cannot summon anything from the extra deck besides Cyber's monsters. So I'm really wondering what that Fiendsmith Engraver that is currently just chilling there on the field is supposed to do in the end.
Prime Mathmech Alambeshian now hitting the field.
Okay,
does get responded to with an effect Veiler.
Effect Veiler.
Is there a call by the grave in response? Is there a crossout designator? Is there anything? No, not at all. Committed so much to get to this part of the combo, and ultimately it's going to stop right there. Where does Jokah take this? What does he do? I heard an activation. Haven't quite seen what it was yet.
Fiendsmith's Requiem putting itself as an equip spell to the Fiendsmith Engraver. Can we do anything with that card here in the spell and trap zone? There must be a reason why we did that. Is there a way we can bring it to the graveyard with Mathmech cards? I'm wondering. I don't see any, to be honest. But Jokah, oh, he's setting one card. Yeah. He's setting another card. And we have seen him search for Super Factorial. But he only has 2 Mathmech monsters in the graveyard currently, so Laplacian, the monster you want to summon off of Super Factorial, is not an opportunity, not a possibility here.
Do we have any kind of meaningful response from Revzcards to deal with this established field, though, is the question, because we said 5 unknown cards now. With the effect Veiler, we're back to that number 5 off of the draw for the turn as well, so where do we go from here? Is it Blue Eyes White Dragon? I guess we're about to see. We're about to see
indeed, and I mean, you say established field, and yeah, we're matching the cards in hand from Revs with cards on the field on Jokah's side, but if we look at them, the Requiem, the Engraver, and the Laplacian, or no, rather the Alambrician, they don't do anything on Revzcards' turn. And also, the set card is probably going to be the Super Factorial, and we do have a strong starter from Revzcards using Wishes for Eyes of Blue. Also a prime target for an Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, though, if Jokah has it. He has Solemn Judgment.
Does say no to this, and ultimately Revzcards cannot do anything to stop that. The counter trap speed, of course, does mean that any further kind of response on that chain is going to be shut out. Revs, where do you go from here? Wished for Eyes of Blue, wished to close this one out and get out of this group, but ultimately stopped in his tracks. Still 3 cards in hand, still an opportunity here. Revs, it's your turn, it's your move. What do you do?
I mean, we might have a really funny situation in the end developing, because imagine Jokah wins this year. I don't think he's actually out, right? Because Jokah could go to 1-2, Revzcards would also go to 1-2, and then if Emre beats Barcode in the last game of the group round, then we may have 3 players at 1-2, so nothing over for Jokah so far, so it's really worth playing, but there is a Magician's Souls now next up for Revzcards.
This nightmare tiebreak scenario is ultimately the dream of Jokah.
Yep.
He wants to stay in this, and he looks to be in a commanding position to do so. But Revzcards with the Spirit with Eyes of Blue, able to add the Mausoleum of White, and it's not gone disrupted. There's still 2 cards in hand for Jokah. Could very well see further interactions there, but Revzcards for now looking pretty okay with how things are turning out.
There already is a Blue Eyes White Dragon in the graveyard, as we discarded that for the wishes at the beginning of our turn. And I think we're going to bring that back here. Very much so. There he is, the most iconic monster back onto the field. It's so beautiful to see that just a normal monster in 2025 Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel still has that big of an impact. There's Raw of the Blue-Eyed Dragons, meaning we probably are going to make that 2 Blue-Eyes White Dragon in just a second. Oh, we could also just take a Jet Dragon. Even better here in that situation, arguably.
Yep. Some removal available now for Revzcards to deal with that established field. 1 face down was the Solemn Judgment. What is the other face down, though? I believe it was a Math Mech card.
It's most likely Super Vectorial, and the interesting thing is we could go into Tyrant Dragon, and Tyrant Dragon would actually be insane, as Tyrant Dragon allows Revzcards to attack every single monster on the opponent's side of the field. There is a Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon. There we have it, Mausoleum of White now as well. So 1 fusion monster could deal with both of these monsters from Jokah there, and still noteworthy, it's only 4,000 life points right now for Jokah due to that Solemn Judgment activation.
1 fusion monster, but it is 1 normal monster sent from the deck to the graveyard by Revzcards here.
Hold
the
on,
Tyrant
though!
Dragon answered by the Nibiru, the Primal Being. The entire field now sent to the graveyard as this meteor crashes down. Not a dinosaur made extinct this time around. Instead, a whole field of dragons.
Look at that. 10,200 attack points on the token, but possibly the turn-ending move here from Jokah's side for everything that Revzcards tried to do there. And you see him going left to right in his chair, and he will have to pass it over. And Jokah now back in the driving seat here. But
Math Mech, iconic for being able to start so many combos off of a single card. Fiendsmith, very much the same. Jokah has 2 of these engines in his deck and 2 of the components in his hands. Math Mech Diameter going to start this off.
That's the perfect card he could have drawn there, because that does not only give him immediate monster access and immediate ways to play, but also the set card is still the Math Mech Super Factorial. That will be live now with a 3rd Math Mech monster finding its way to the graveyard.
And Jokah's previous duel, he needed that Math Mech card off the top of the deck, but could not find it. This time around, though, he gets it. He gets the circular on the field on top of it. The Fiendsmith Engraver joins the party. Granted, nothing has 5,300 attack or more at the moment, but it should still be easily dispatched. This Nibiru, the Primal Being token.
For sure, we can just equip that Requiem once more, and that alone would be a good way to deal with the Nibiru token here. And exactly what we're going to do. Fiends with Engraver, not only sending the Requiem, but also the token off the field. And, I mean, well, some quick math here. That's almost 8,000 points of damage. And we still have the trap card in there. Oh.
And we still have an Xyz summon on top of it. We can access more of these Math Mech monsters. Math Mech. Alembestia now being summoned again for the 2nd time this duel, but this time no effect Veiler, no interference, allowed to just resolve.
And we're going to get Math Mech Circular. Jokah will have to pay attention. Do you really want to activate that Math Mech Circular here? As when you do so, you could only attack with 1 monster that turn. So you have so many attack points there already on the field. I don't even really think you want to do that necessarily, because let's face it here, if you just go into the battle phase like that... Oh, we have Druid's Worm as well. That very handily and easily does it here, possibly for Jokah. And we're even safe from Nibiru, because that Prime Math Mech Alembertian there was made with a diameter. So nothing that Revzcards can do here because we have a negate online for Jokah. There is
a Nibiru, the primal
but we
being.
can just negate it as I just explained with the negation effect that was granted due to Mathmech diameter being used as an XYZ material. So a sad-looking Nibiru. The Nibiru from Jokah was way more impactful as it did resolve, and we are in the battle phase now, and we are going to close this one out. And it's lovely to see that Jokah gets his first win and kind of shakes things up here in Group B, as this might be leading to him possibly still making it into the top 4 eventually. Wait, hold on though, we were a little quick there. What happened there? Is Jokah just said, you know what? Let's play this one on for a little longer here.
Okay, is there a reason why the Alembertian was not able to attack?
So we gotta see here. Revzcards trying to figure out the situation.
Okay, in our defense, Mathmech is not something you see every day, and Fiendsmith Mathmech especially not. But Fiendsmith sequence here. Oh, the additional burn from the Fiendsmith card from the Lacrima is going to be able to hopefully seal the deal here.
He's trying to do it that way. Look at Jokah. He knows the last card in hand from Revzcards, so he just wants to do it in a different way.
Yeah.
He wants to show us here that he has every tool available. He goes into Fiendsmith Lacrima. He's like, we can all attack, but has anyone ever today done that one yet today? So we're going to do it here. We're going to link up that Fiendsmith Lacrima, and then we will be able to deal the final damage here in the main phase 2 instead.
Yep, able to just do a clean, I believe, 1,200 points of damage with this. It can be the difference maker. It will be the difference maker here as well. Going to actually XCs with this into a rank 6.
That works. You can still just detect. Okay, we go Caesar.
Nice.
I mean, okay. Jokah says we're going to not even end it like that here. We're going to give Revzcards the chance here. Honestly, gentleman move there by Jokah saying, hey, you may try again. Super Factorial now, though, from Jokah. Immediately when Revzcards drew another card. So he may have another turn, but he's going to get his card out of the hand taken away there, and we're going to have another negate available by Diameter also returning to the field here. I think Jokah just wants some more screen time here, honestly. He just wants to show off.
A lot of Mathmech here, and we do have an XC summon on top of it into Prime Mathmech Laplacian.
So goodbye to the Mausoleum of White, goodbye to one of the 2 cards in hand, and okay, so it is an unknown card that we drew there, but we do also have a negate. We do also still have the Caesar on the field, so in case we try to special summon something, but no, Revzcards with a set card there. Is that set card going to be a Mirror Force, possibly?
We've seen a single card turn a game on its head before, and we may very well see it this time around, but it looks very likely that the Jokah will close this one out. A Synchro summon on top of that. It is 10, so that should be the Chaos Angel coming out here. Banish on the face down.
Oh,
and this should just be a clean connection of the final attack from that Nibiru, the primal being, from Jokah to take his first victory this tournament.
Indeed, Jokah is still in this. He will be urgently paying attention to that next game coming up, because all of a sudden he's in this. All of a sudden he may be having a chance for himself to still get into that top 4. He was very nervous. He was really upset when he did not win the first 2 rounds. But the way this is shaping up now, he's absolutely, possibly still good to go and maybe golden, because if he makes it in there as 2nd place, next opponent is Josh. And I mean, against Josh, everything can happen.
I mean, also you have the advantage of playing Mathmech against Josh.
Indeed.
Historically, a difficult matchup.
That's a heads-up start for him already, for sure.
True
Absolutely.
But regardless, very well played by Jokah there to just shut out the Blue Eyes White Dragon strategy from Revs. We've seen the power of the deck when going first. We haven't seen too much of it when going second, though. And of course, when it comes to Dragon decks that do deal with established fields, Tenpai Dragon has been the go-to theme so far this tournament and so far this past couple of months in Master Duel.
Yeah, and finally, we will have the chance to have an interview with Jokah, as of course this is the first win he got out of this tournament, so let's bring it over to Ad and our winner, Jokah.
Thank you very much, guys. Yes, I am here with Jokah, who's just achieved his first win here at the Invitational and also dethroned the previous champion from the last 2 years in that single duel. So, your math mech strategy, it's paid off pretty well. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. I wasn't so confident when I went into the duel because I knew who I was going against, but when I saw my hand, I thought I was playing against Blue Eyes because that's all he played. That's all I saw in this tournament so far. So I knew I could win with this hand, and yeah, it went off perfect. I was scared about Nibiru, so I went the line, and yeah, he had the Nibiru, and my Nibiru won the game.
That is true. Yeah, that was really well played, playing around that, because if you hadn't, might have been a very different outcome, but you did play that expertly. Talk to us a bit about why you chose Math Mech, because that's quite a rogue choice in the format we've got at this tournament.
That's true, that's true. I used to play Math Mech in the TCG when it was full power, and because of the Forbidden and Limit list, you cannot really play it in TCG anymore, so that's why I thought I will play the Master Duel, because I really missed Circular, so yeah.
Okay. Well, because of that win, and depending on how this next one goes, there's still a chance that you might be able to get into that top cut. It all depends on what happens in this next round, but there might even be a playoff. So if that happens, best of luck. We'll see what happens in this next game. But speaking of that next game, we have Emre versus Barcode heading your way for our final duel of the group phases, maybe, unless we have one of those playoffs. But let's have a quick chat with Barcode.